Hello, Derek Fournier with WhatTheBuck.net coming to you live with our training camp review. I wasn't able to be there for day one. My friend Drew Hamilton at DH Tampa covered it for us and did a great job talking about what was happening in day one. Training camp for me is always exciting. We get a chance to see the free agents and the rookies and what we're going to have a chance to work with moving forward as a team in this season. I think there's a lot of excitement here in Tampa Bay, and many of you who have been Bucs fans for a long time are finally getting a chance to see what we saw in the last great run. We're seeing talk of sellouts and all that sort of stuff around the town has got people excited, though it wasn't really reflected in the crowds at training camp. That really surprised me. Day one, the weather was atrocious, so that doesn't surprise me. Day two, today, was actually the weather was fine, but the crowds were light. That said, the people who were there had a great time. They got a chance to see their players. Now, for me, it was a bit anticlimactic. I am in church when I get a chance to go see training camp, and to be honest, I didn't see the level of intensity that I expected to see at camp this year with what we've accumulated from a talent and roster perspective. If you're following the tweets, which is really the way a lot of you have a chance to follow these things remotely if you don't get a chance to come down here and see camp, you'll see things like, great one-handed catch or spectacular defense. Jonathan Banks makes a great interception on Josh Freeman. All of these things are true, but when you look at camp sort of as a whole, a complete picture, what I look for is effort and intensity above all else, and I just didn't see that today. Now, it could have been that there was a level of fatigue. There was a lot of excitement yesterday, or the first day, as I understand it, and you're going to have a natural let-off. Now, the flip side to that is I think the coaching staff did a great job of using this as some teaching moments, doing read recognition, defensive reads for both the offense and for the defense, doing almost like walkthrough level work with both sides of the ball, which I found to be very informative, and hopefully the fans who were out there understood what was going on. Now, from a player perspective, and that's what most people want to know, all quarterbacks I thought played very poorly today. I don't think the accuracy was there. I don't think that the urgency was there. You definitely saw some leadership out of Josh, talking to the players, talking to the guys on the team, but that doesn't matter if you're not making connections. Now, there's a lot of pressure on Josh this year, as everybody knows. I tweeted about the interception that Jonathan Banks had on him. It was actually a pretty damn good throw, but the fact of the matter was Banks made a great play on the ball, got it at his highest point, made a pick, was going the other way. About 3 plays later, Glennon came in, tried to squeeze one in, and he got picked by Adams. So moral of the story is I don't think any of the quarterbacks showed anything spectacular today, and they're going to have to. They're going to have to get that thing going. Now, historically, defenses are better off at the early times in camp. Now, there are no pads right now, so it's really tough to see what's happening on defense. There's a lot of concern about Gerald McCoy's weight, apparently. I didn't realize that. He's lost weight. He came in 10 pounds under his target, and now that's become a topic of conversation. Will he be heavy enough to be able to hold out and handle the kind of pounding he's going to take throughout the year? He looks to be in great physical shape, but only time will tell. And tomorrow night at the night practice, when people are in pads, we'll get a chance to see what that defensive line looks like, what the linebackers look like in live fire, though it is on friendly fire, and what our corners look like. Now, corners, the transition to our corner discussion is everyone's looking at Darrelle Revis. He's out there still rehabbing, coming along well, looks to be in good shape, but he's got to get that knee back ready for game time. No one doubts that he knows how to play the game. It's a matter of him being healthy and ready to go. Behind him is the question. With Eric Wright's departure, you've got rookie Banks, you've got Leonard Johnson who came on strong last year, and you've got a whole cast of characters behind them. Today, Banks looked good. Leonard Johnson looked outstanding, and when I was reviewing the notes, a lot of people thought Mike Williams had a great day today. I don't think so. I think the receivers in general looked pretty poor. Too many balls were on the ground. I think Leonard Johnson probably had the best day at camp today. He was in the hip pocket of everyone he was assigned to and played very, very well. As we transition off of the corners, safety play, like I said, is tough because we got those guys being very physical, and we can't see them be physical right now. So, do we see Goldston, looking athletic? Yes. Do we see Barron looking athletic? Yes. But we don't know what that actually translates into. Receivers, like I said, no one stood out. Vincent Jackson's obviously a hell of a receiver, but no one stood out. No one made you, ooh and ah. And to be honest, it was a very mediocre day, I think, for all receivers, including Mike Williams, who, while he did have some spectacular catches, had some equally spectacular drops. Tight end position, which people are very concerned about, nothing new to report there. We don't have anyone that I see that actually fits the bill for what this offense seems to need, which is more of a John Gilmore type, and I know that there are going to be people that will make fun of me for that, but you want a blocking tight end who can also catch. Luke Stocker sort of fits that bill, but if you're not on the field, you can't really help us out there. A lot of folks are talking about Byam. I didn't see anything out of him today. I think Noble is too small. I think he becomes more of that tweener split end, and so he's not going to be the guy you're looking for in that spot. Though he can be a talented player, I just don't think in this offense that's really where he's going to thrive. I think that the coordinator would rather just put another receiver in if that's what you're going to be left with. Again, I don't mean to do discredit to those gentlemen because I have to see them block this year. If they can get the job done in the ground game, block for Doug Martin or whoever's toting the rock, then they'll have a chance to get some of those catches, the looks from the quarterbacks in the passing game. Other than that, camp was run well. If you have a chance to get out there, I have a friend coming in from Mexico City, Alberto. It's good to have you back in here. You'll get a chance to get to camp, get some autographs. It's a great time. If you're a Bucs fan and you can make a pilgrimage, I recommend you do it. If you have questions about other things that we do, follow us at WhatTheBuck, at whatthebuck.net. We've got the day one notes from Drew Hamilton as well as my notes from today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.